Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video. Got the truck running in the background, hasn't run for a while, so just letting it warm up for a couple of minutes. We've received a message with a car, Volvo V60 estate car, fully loaded. Would that be right, Chris? Yeah. Not something that we've had on the channel before at all. No. And this one, we are gonna, as long as it checks out, we're gonna take a chance. And this could be very, very easy and good, or very, very bad, catastrophic.
It could be, yeah.
It could, couldn't it? But for the price we've been asked for it, we're going to run a quick check on it, and if it all comes back okay, we're going to buy this one for the price he's asked, and we're going to take a chance on it. You're going to know more when we get the car back here if we buy it, but as usual, let's run our normal car vertical check it out, and if it's okay, we'll head there. Mileage okay, theft okay, accidents okay, finance okay. Seems to be all clear. Was registered in the United Kingdom 10th 2010, was inspected 0913, that'll be its first MOT. 1113 was inspected, ownership changed 2014 and 15. Got some advisories there on an MOT, a failure of an MOT inspection now. There's some service in there as well. Like I said, we are taking a chance on it, as long as this checked out all right and it is all perfect. Everything seems to be fine now. We just checked the mileage. He said 140. I know it's quite high mileage and not something that we'd normally buy, but it is worth the money. So 134,000, and we've got no discrepancies there. It's got all going up in the right direction. As of today, this should have done 140,000 miles. So all looks good, guys. This check was performed in all of these countries: United Kingdom, United States, Poland, France, Canada, Germany, just to name a few. Right down at the bottom of this check, there is 9 helpful tips and tricks when you're purchasing your car. Also, it does give you there a rough estimated value of the vehicle and approximate value after negotiations, and roughly how long it takes to sell one of them cars once it's advertised. What I will do is just quickly show you an example of one of these checks that with a car that does have an issue, so that you know what you're looking out for when you do your check on your vehicle. So this is one that we recently purchased, guys, and you've all seen this one, and it's the Mercedes E250 CDI that I got on the train and went and collected. So mileage okay, theft okay, accidents clearly highlighted in orange there. So when you do your check, if any of these are orange, then obviously there is an issue, and it does go a bit more in depth in the check, i.e. tells you the date that the car was written off or reported stolen, or mileage discrepancy, etc, etc. I've probably scrolled past it, but we'll have a quick look for it. There we go, record date 17th of the 3rd 2020. I want to thank Car Vertical for the continued support on the channel on these must-do checks. Guys, to benefit from a 10% discount off your check, use the link in the description or the code SR10 from any browser. Right, let's go and pick it up. Guys, you see that Car Vertical all checked out, and I headed straight up here. So it's a V60 this, isn't it?
Yeah,
is it a V60?
Yeah, V60 D5.
D5, really nice car. The chap's here with me, he's had it for a long time, but a couple of years ago he actually had exactly the same, was it the same problem?
Yeah, same problem. The auxiliary belt wrapped itself around the timing belt.
Right.
Done exactly the same thing to what he's done now.
It wrecked the engine, guys. He had a new engine put in it, and it's done exactly the same again. It has been down to a garage. I'll probably open that when we get back to the yard. It has been down to a garage. They've done some diagnostics and removed quite a lot of parts under the bonnet. But like I said, we're going to take a chance on it. We're going to get it back to the yard, run our own tests on it, and hopefully, you know, we can get it running. But the garage has said to him, I just want loads more money to run a load more tests on it, and you're not prepared to spend any more money on it. I mean, just out of curiosity, I don't know if you can remember, how much was the engine when you had it done?
What, originally the first time?
You know, the first engine.
The first engine, I think it was about £2,500, I think it was.
Plus you've just paid to have a load of diagnostics done.
On it
you're done.
I'm done.
You're done with it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Right. Guys, obviously I ain't going to say the price now, but we will reveal the price a little bit later on in one of the videos. Hopefully there is a couple of videos on it, and I know that you watch the channel.
Yes.
And you want to see it fixed
Of course.
without us
Going to
spending
a good home.
£2,000.
Yeah.
And you don't want to see us spend £2,000 on a new engine.
Yeah.
I did notice as I pulled round, there's all cameras under the mirrors and.
Yeah, there's blind spots galore under the mirrors. You've got park sensors all round. It's got lane assist. It's got at least fully loaded.
It's got everything on it.
Yeah.
Guys, I bought my jump pack just in case, because I know a lot of these have an electric steering, but he did just say he's turned it off already, so I'm not going to be able to record. But I've parked my truck in the middle of the road. His neighbours are struggling to get out. I might have to move actually, and then we'll get this loaded. I nearly forgot to cut in there, guys. Just got back to the yard. Chris is having a little mess around, having a little look under the bonnet, and going to chuck the jump pack on it so that we can have a look at the mileage, because we kind of just took his word for it. We said we was taking a chance on it anyway, but it really is a nice car. I know it's old now and it has got its fair share of war wounds around it. That's how far advanced like Volvo is with all these bits on it. How bad is it up there? Have you got that?
It's been got at, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But
When I open the bonnet, I notice the cover's missing.
yeah, this.
Yeah, he did say
So
everything's in the boot.
They have stripped it. They've took but the belt went, did it?
No, the fan belt snapped.
Auxiliary
I'll let
belt.
you watch this bit of video back, because I actually got him to explain. He gives £2,500, I think he said, for a new engine.
Right.
And this is exactly the same as what happened last time. I don't want to say it's a common fault, Chris, because I don't know, but this is...
It threw the belt.
You rate these, don't you? This is
Well, the
five-cylinder
They're meant to
Volvo
be
diesel.
bulletproof,
Yeah,
aren't
they are. 2.2.
What did it throw the auxiliary belt twice?
Through the auxiliary belt on the first engine and then through it on this one.
So one of them auxiliaries is something wrong with it then.
Yeah.
Probably slightly out and it throw after.
Yeah, but it's a new engine. But
Yeah,
they
but
might have put the old alternator back on. You just don't know.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Get it in. Time it up. The timing ain't out. We'll try it. Because that's what he done. The AA came out when he said there was a load of smoke come out the back of it. So he's pulled over and it turned off. It turned itself off.
Right.
But I'm thinking, has it ripped some teeth off? Has it knocked the timing out? You just don't know.
Well,
So shall we?
Why they've took that cover off?
Because the belt all got chewed up.
Destroyed it, did
It
it?
all got chewed up inside it.
Right, yeah.
Shall we get it in? We got that on the ramp.
Chances are, if the garage hadn't fixed it, that it has thrown that timing belt out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Else they'd have just put a new auxiliary on it,
Look.
a new cover on it.
To me, is that, I don't know, it's not that bad, is it?
Well, it's tight this side.
Do we just get it on its timing marks, have a look, see if it's all right? I'll put the jump pack on it so that we can get it off. It was a nightmare to get it on. I had to push it, and his neighbours, he said, oh no one will be home till 5. Chris, honestly, the minute I pulled the ramps out, they all turned up, wanted to come in.
Has he run? Did he run it after the belt went?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to hang around. Like I said, it's Friday afternoon.
Of course.
I want to get home. I know you do as well.
All right.
So
We'll try and get it unloaded, shall we?
I think we get it unloaded, we get it in the workshop, and then when we're back to work, do you think that's a plan? This is me just think, I know, everything's...
They've obviously done a thorough...
No, they wanted more money to look in depth. That's the thing. He didn't tell me what's been done. He just said they've had a look at it and said that there's pieces of the fan belt in the cam belt.
So it's probably thrown the timing, hasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Valve
Might have bent the valve, yeah, you don't know.
No, do you?
And the other thing is, we got to ask ourselves, I mean, we're not that far ahead yet, but if it has bent a valve, is it worth doing? I don't know. Let's get it off this truck and get it in the workshop anyway, and we go from there, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Guys, that was wishful thinking, wasn't it? I said, I don't normally say this, it's Friday, it's actually my birthday on Sunday, but you'll be watching it after. And I said to Chris, I'm going to go home, I'm going to go and have a haircut, go and have a shave. Look at him grinning. He's like, come on, let's just lift it up on the ramp. So we have got a little bit involved. Chris just actually done a bit of research. So these marks, we actually thought someone had painted them on there, but they're not.
They've just highlighted
They've highlighted the proper marks there. So what Chris said, let's just get it up in the air quickly. Let's get the wheel off. Let's get the cover off, because we got the same marks, on the crank. So we're just going to have a quick look before we call it for the weekend. Go on, mate. Little bit of messing around there, guys, because we genuinely haven't done one. and we really struggled there with the bottom pulley. We had to get all sorts of kit out to get it off, but if you look at these timing marks here and here, I mean, just by eye, it's bang on, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bang on.
And then down here, it was actually a lot more difficult to work out. So on this pulley here, you can actually see, because this is part of the pulley, we went to pull it off, and it's actually removing the bottom sprocket with the cam belt on it. But if you can just about see that notch there, guys, where my finger is, let me zoom in a little actually. Yeah, that's perfect there, Chris. So guys, we're looking at this, but if you look just above it, can you see that little tiny white line there? That's actually the timing mark. We've timed it up, and it is actually bang on. We don't think the timing's out. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to chuck a few bits back on, i.e. the bottom pulley, to hold it all in place, because we know that the timing's not out. And that was really our first worry, that the belt got caught in there and pulled it round a tooth. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to put a few bits back on and just continue the investigation. But I'm sorry, Chris, not today, guys.
Yeah,
nothing's bolted back on.
This has been off.
That's been off.
So have they retimed it in the hope it hadn't damaged the valve, and it
has.
And that's why they've said to him it's expensive to go any further. Compression test would tell now, wouldn't it?
Diesel compression test, yeah.
If it had impacted a valve, that would tell us.
Mate, I'm sure people are going to look forward to the investigations.
If it's an inlet valve, you can you get it exhausts back through the air filter. So if you take that off, sometimes you get a bit of back pressure.
Do you think it might be worth us? I mean, the battery's completely toasting it. Do you think on Monday maybe we'll chuck a bit of charge in the battery, get this bolted in, spin it over a few times? Well, we've had that spun over a fair few times. There's been no knocking or banging.
No, but if it's already bent the valve in its neck,
we start pummeling it.
No, it's cleared it. It's bent it out of the way. If that had moved,
shall we try and run it up once we've put it back together before we do this diesel compression test? Do you think it's worth us doing that?
Yeah. But a compression test would tell us either way, wouldn't it, if we got a damaged valve or not?
Yeah.
Without taking anything else apart.
No doubt, you just said you're going to do your bit of mowing on your new mower, and you'll probably do a little bit of research of this over the weekend when you get 5 minutes.
Unfortunately, we haven't got a diesel compression test kit.
We can borrow one off Stuart, can't we, our friend? We borrowed it before, didn't we?
It might be we do it through the glow plugs.
I think that's where we done it last time.
Yeah.
What did we do it on?
I can't
Oh, you made one for the Range Rover Sport, because there wasn't a kit available.
I did make an adapter up, didn't I? Which actually done it off the injector holes.
It did, yes. It did.
Yeah. So, all right, mate.
We'll leave it there. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Back Monday. Back after a lovely weekend, guys. Chris has done a bit more research, and the timing on this is bang on, Chris, right?
Yeah, quite confident.
So what the plan is actually this morning is we're going to put this back together. Not completely, but we're going to put the pulley back on there. We're going to assemble a few more parts, and we're actually going to, I'm just off to borrow a diesel compression tester, and we're going to pull the glow plugs out of this and actually do a compression test on it, aren't we? Yeah. And see what comes up on there. And
I think there's a possibility 1 or 2 cylinders has got bent valves.
Yeah.
Maybe an exhaust on one and inlet on another. You don't know, do you?
No.
Depends on the timing, really, and depends how many teeth out. If that's what happened, you know.
Yeah.
We're kind of
we don't know, yeah. So,
but based on what the owner said, he thought the garage had done. It kind of is pointing to bent valves.
It is, yeah. Let's get it back together and run the compression test, yeah? I need to go over and pick that up, so I'll go and grab that, and then I'm going to quickly assemble this all back together again. Got that pulley all reassembled, guys. Got that put back on there, fine. We know that the timing's okay, but like Chris said, we are thinking that it is going to be bent valves. So not a lot really to remove. I am going to remove this induction pipe here, this air pipe. And what I've done, I've just sprayed all of the glow plugs up with some WD. Just let that penetrate in just for 5 minutes. And I've whipped over and borrowed my mate's kit. Quite a clever bit of kit this, because obviously it screws into the glow plug holes and then you're able to run a compression test on it, which is fantastic. So got the battery on charge. It's taking a little bit of a charge. We get all this stripped out, get those glow plugs removed. Fingers crossed we don't have any problems with them. I know one thing though, they'll look very, very easy to get to once this pipe's out of the way. So yeah, we get in there and then get them removed, and we'll go through each cylinder. I'd like to show quite a bit of it, so hopefully you all find it interesting. And we're trying to narrow down what is bent and in what cylinder. We're hoping it's got enough battery. Chris had to do a bit of a jerry rig here, basically. Once you screw this in, this bolt was sort of bottoming out on the casting in there. There was not really any way of doing it, so he's put a spacer in there, another nut on the end of that, and I've had to grind it down. But I've now got it plugged into cylinder number 1, crank it over, see if we can get some pressure there, and then of course test the other 4 as well along the way. So we'll see how we get on. Just going to have a look, see if you can see that, guys. Chris, would you hold that up for me, that? Just so I can see it. Yeah, so we'll be able to see that. And what I'll do, because it does take a couple of minutes to move it from one cylinder to the next, we'll just cut them bits out. Yeah. Do you want to jump in it then, mate, and you do the cranking? Yeah, yeah. We're looking for between 3 and 400.
I would expect at least, yeah, 300. And then we are kind of expecting a couple to be considerably lower.
Yeah. But right, let's give it a go.
Right.
Yeah. Foot on your brake. Sorry, yeah. Right. Yeah, that one there's not good at all.
What you got?
Not even 200, like 180 psi. I'll move it on to the next one. There's that little jerry rig I was telling you Chris made up, guys. So a bit of copper tube, and then put another nut on here just to space this one further away from the block. Righto, mate. Nah. Going to be honest, guys, we was kind of fighting a losing battle there. I already told Chris it had a good battery because I'd had it on charge for quite a while, but we've ended up just putting a brand new one on it temporarily just to run these tests. Do you think it's still going to need to jump pack as well, Chris, or not?
It shouldn't take a lot of spin now.
No.
All the glow plugs are out.
Righto, mate. Yep. 400 psi. I want to go again on cylinder 1. I don't think we had enough juice.
All right.
Shall we?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what 400's good.
That's right, isn't it?
You know, between 3 and 400 on an engine is that miles.
Guys, just briefly back on cylinder 1 there, now that we've got a full charged battery. Ready when you are, mate. PSI. It's that one, isn't it? It's going to be. We're going to check the rest while we're here anyway. Ready when you are, mate. $400 again.
Ready?
Yep. No. Yes, I have. Sorry, go on. $400. Hopefully that torch is not in your way there, guys. Yep. Yep. That's just over 400. Just one cylinder. Yeah. Do you want to jump out for a chat? Yeah. So guys, I was actually just putting this back together. So putting the 5 glow plugs back in, connecting them up. What I will say, quite a lot of people are probably going to say, with that pressure, that's probably still enough to run. Guys, I had all the injectors unplugged, just so that that wasn't a case, that wasn't going to happen. So they're all, basically I'm plugging everything back in, and I think you'd agree, while I was doing that, was having a bit of a chit chat, weren't we? Yeah. And we both said, so something's not, I mean, has it got a burnt out valve, but then it has got that belt. The chap was completely honest, but he was also honest in saying, Rob, it sat here for 3 months, and I can't really remember what the garage said. So Chris actually had a really good idea. I know a lot of people in the area, but I don't know who Swell MOT is. Chris said, just go down. Worst thing they can do is say...
Well, we Googled them, didn't we?
Yeah, but the worst thing they could say by turning up is, clear off.
Yeah.
So I just went into their office, there was a chap in there, and I said, look, just try and help us out a little bit if you can. We've bought a Volvo V60, it's from this area, and it was delivered here as a non-runner. And he actually said to me, it's a runner now though, it does drive. He said, I do remember the car, it was 4 months ago, and the timing was 5 to 10 teeth out, and they retimed it at the garage. So that's why the timing's bang on. He said, and I told the customer, it has got valve damage. So even though that probably would have saved us taking it apart, it is what it is, isn't it? And then, so straight away, as soon as I come back and told Chris that, we started thinking about it. Head gasket, stretch bolts, valve, water pump, cam belt kit, auxiliary belts, service. She has done MOT. It's got a few digs around it. Guys, she has done 140, and we actually give £800 for this car. We took a chance on it, 800 quid, and it was either going to be the cheapest one of these out there, or, you know, it was going to be a bit of a fail. And is it a fail? Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it? But well, it's very repairable, isn't it? It is very, very repairable. But we just have to weigh up our time, what else we've got on. I'll tell you what, the guy did say to me, he said, honestly, the damage is done. Should we start it up? Well, we can do in a minute, can't we? Nothing to lose. But you want to just finish off saying what the plan is, really, don't you? Definitely. So the plan is, guys, I've already told you the price. We're actually just going to chuck this one through an auction with mechanical damage, and hopefully get our money back. Yeah. And if we don't, we can go in the back of the queue, and as you know, if we get a downtime, we strip it, and then that's right. You know, but it is the man hours involved and the amount of parts. Is it really? You wouldn't want to put this into a garage and have it done. It would outweigh the value of the vehicle, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that's kind of it, guys. We'll cut there. I'm going to connect the battery up. The guy said it runs, so it would be nice to hear it run and see how badly it is missing. Well, I'll cut it there, yeah? Yeah. I've chucked everything back on the car so that we know where it is, including the mount. I've clipped everything up. We have only got a tiny little battery here, but we are hoping that it's enough to actually start. Sorry guys, I had a torch flashing in the background here. I needed to turn it off. We are hoping that it's enough to actually start the engine. So go on, mate, give it a try. Sounds like it's only running on 4 to me. It does run though, it was true. You what? Half a tank? Yeah. Oh, we better keep that for an emergency. Yeah. It's, do you think that car's drivable like that? Should we, the steering is going to be, we'll chuck a belt on it, shall we? And then put the wheels back on. But you can see how rough that's running there, guys. Yeah, you can cut that, Chris, if you want. So, guys, it actually turns out, although we haven't fixed this car, we are 100% confident we know exactly why that happened. And this was a £15 part mistake. So this is the belt. Obviously you can see it's all chewed up. And I said to Chris, chuck that over. I want to get the part number off of it. And we're going to put a belt on it, because it won't run. A car won't run like this with a flat battery and no alternator. So we wanted to chuck a belt on it. And the part number on this belt is, sorry, I don't want to get this wrong, Chris, would you?
There it isn't.
Yeah, 6PK1121. Guys, I just run round and got a 6PK belt and it wouldn't fit. It had one too many ribs on it. We just went round and got a 5PK and it fits perfect. We didn't even count them, to be honest, and we tried fitting the 6PK and it was the tightest fitting belt and it was hanging off. So that was the issue. We've just got that five rib belt on there and it's perfect. And 100%, that is what has shredded that belt. That's been pulled so tight and had the edge hanging off all the way round on the belt. It's just eventually given up and let go. So I'm not sure if that's what caused it the first time, but certainly 100% confidence in that's what caused it this time, because that's a 5 rib belt we just put on there and it is perfect. We're just going to get it down, put the arch liner in and put the wheel back on. Guys, so a bit of a weird one, start to finish the video. We're going to put that through auction, see how we get on. And like we said, if it don't sell for auction and we get our money back, then I guess we'll just end up working on it as and when we do get 5 minutes, or if there's a week where we've got a gap, we'll crack straight on with it. So, Chris, do you want to do the end of the video?
That's the end of the video.
There you go, guys. We'll see you in the next one.